you, Paul, and Will right there were the three Britannico brothers for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you've got you, the Progress champion. You've got Paul Robinson, the Proteus champion.
Yep.
And then Will Ospreay's just won the Rev Pro title. Like, it's just it kind of hit me like the other week. I remember like seeing that photo of you and Paul doing the TalkSport thing, both holding the Progress belts, and I was like, that's really cool. Like, because for me, I've always said for a long time, like, you and Paul are the two best non-signed talents in the country right now. And then seeing both of you holding those belts, I was like, that's a really cool sort of moment. And the icing on the cake, as you pointed out, that Paul pointed out, you're both from Essex. Just so strange and just kind of surreal. And like, again, and throw Will in the mix as well, another Essex boy with one of the main belts of indie Brit Res, and he's also signed to New Japan as well. But what is like? Does any of that kind of like sit with you and like make you think about how like cool these sort of things are, or do you just not really think about it?
On reflection now, I have been thinking about. I haven't seen really Will for a long time, actually, maybe a year or so. But yeah, it's really cool to think that. Well, it's really nice to think that when we were, I was asked to be part of the Britannicos, which were like these pure luchadors. It was really cool at the time to be kind of guided by Paul and Will, because they were travelling together and tagging together and having these like crazy tag matches, and to kind of get to be in the ring with them at the time and to see how they work and how they structure things kind of blew my mind, because it's very different from the world of sport wrestling that we were originally taught. But yeah, now in reflection, it's really cool to think that
just like what
these three
kind of
guys are now.
It's like when we first came up, it was just high spots. We weren't really taught what high spots actually were. It was just, you know, this is wrestling. This is what wrestling is. It's all just wrestling. And then we would kind of, in a way, look down our nose at people who were doing cool, flashy moves. It was like, oh, they're just spot monkeys.
Yeah.
I don't think I either of us were ever said that, but it was just kind of like the logic that was put in our heads.
Well, that was the implication. Like,
and then you go and see that, and you realise, oh, actually, they're geniuses. Like, they're really fucking good.
Yeah, and then like being in the ring with both of them, and then also being in the car with a lot of both of them, and travelling to shows. Yeah, made me realise the world of opportunity that we, you know, and the things that we could do. I think, yeah, I got stuck in the idea of wrestling was, you know, a way, like one way of doing it, and then being with them and working with Gary and Greg, I realised that, oh, it's actually none of these things, and I can do whatever I want, because it is a performance. I think it was liberating to work with Will and Paul and Gary and Greg for the sheer fact that they allowed me to do things like go up to the top rope, because I was banned from going to the top rope because that was what someone else did. You can't do flying. Someone else does flying on the show already. I'm like, well, what? But yeah, so I wanted to do all of these things but wasn't allowed. But yeah, no, it's really cool that the three guys, kind of the Britannicos group, have now kind of evolved and found their own feet. Paul has gone on the path that he has, and Will has gone on the path that he has. And at the same time, all three of us are now champions in the biggest companies in the country.
Yeah, the two biggest indie companies in the country.
Yeah, which is incredible.